There we go. I was beginning to wonder if I was going to have to stop this one. Nobody was going to watch. For the record there, Jamie, I think all is you and me, at least at the moment. Oh, now we got two people in here. All right, now we got a conversation. Now it's a party. Yeah, another slobber sprinkler. You beat Rhonda. Yes, you did. So she's supposed to be here today. That's what she said in the Facebook page. So hopefully we will see her a little bit. Hey, Jeffrey. How you doing? Ready for another exciting live stream? Oh, you're saying, wait, you have exciting live streams? Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, we got Bite here visiting us here. Uh-oh, we just saw a 25% reduction in viewers. We went from 5 to 4. We're in trouble. This is definitely an audience participation type chat. If you're going to come on here and don't want to talk, it's like, okay, but you're missing out on the fun. Now I'm all covered with cat fur. All right, well, we'll just let him do his thing with a brush here. He likes the brush. See, I'm kind of hoping nobody's expecting me to get up and start tap dancing or something like that because I don't dance. Just, being upfront about that. Is it trees on city property? Is it trees on your own property? Either way, it's yeah, that's not cool, I don't think. Good morning, Gene. No, I didn't get any new rocks last week because I went to the Comic Con. Yeah, I'm thinking normally I would go next week. Last week would have been the time I go because I usually go every couple of weeks, but didn't go then. But maybe we'll go this week, even though normally I'd go next week again, just because next week and the week after, I guess they're going to be closed for the whole week. What they're doing, I guess, is going out and buying new stuff. So, if I don't go now, I have to wait another 3 weeks. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure I'd be that wild about living in a place that regulates how big your trees can get. And I mean, that's coming from a person that's got three probably 50, 60, 70-year-old pecan trees in the front yard that basically cover up the whole property. Yeah, it came out pretty well. I'm happy with it. I was noticing this morning when I turned it on that one of the tape lights on the bottom, let's see, the one on that row right there, the string came disconnected and the connector was damaged. So I'm gonna have to put some new lights on that one. But I got more of the tape strips, so I can do that. So that'll maybe be a project for today, including going to the rock store. Hey, there's Eric. How you doing, buddy? Nothing like ice cold water, especially ice cold water that was ice just a few minutes ago. Yeah, it was a last minute thought to just put the live stream on the rock case and do it that way. But I started thinking, you know what? A lot of people, when they're getting on the live streams, they aren't even necessarily talking to me; they're talking to each other. So I figured, that was a good opportunity for that. What I really love to do is take that video down or download that video onto the computer, re-upload it as like a just like you said, something Zen with some like Zen music in the background. But you really can't do that very well because you can never predict what it is that YouTube is going to determine copyright infringement. And something that might be copyright infringement at one point suddenly changes its status, and all of a sudden, it wasn't, and now all of a sudden it is. You'll notice, I used to do use like classical music in some of my time lapse sequences, but you go back and watch some of those now, they've had to be muted because YouTube changed their mind on what was permissible to use, and those things suddenly became impermissible. So I don't know. I wish they could just come up with one standard, and that would be it. But they can't seem to make up their mind. So yeah, I had kind of a similar day, Eric. My day starts at 4:30 in the morning normally because I got to be to work about 6:15. I usually arrive at work, and didn't get home last night until about 9 o'clock. So yeah, I understand the long days. That's a sometimes not uncommon occurrence where I work now with a new job, because it isn't like when I was just an operator where, hey, the day is done, I get to go home now. It's like they ain't done till the work's done. And then of course when I do get home, then it takes me a little while to wind down. I can't just go home, go hop into bed. I just can't go from on to off that quick. I gotta. I'm a dimmer. You have to fade me out. Hey, all right, we're up to double digits on viewers here. No, I don't eat dinner. Last meal I usually have in the day is lunch. I'll have a little snack or something. Got some really yummy peaches right now. I've been enjoying them. Yeah, you can always hit the like button. Never complain about that. You look like you were about to take the jump up onto the couch and then you aborted it at the last second. Was that a failed takeoff attempt? It certainly appears so. Come on, come on. Yeah, I knew you'd do it. Yeah, it was a fun Comic Con. I enjoyed that one. I mean, it's a lot of the same stuff over and over again. I suspect that these Comic Cons are just a traveling event, and the only thing that really changes is like the guest actors that show up to, or voice actors or cartoonists and stuff like that. But I'm sure a lot of the vendors just go from Comic Con to Comic Con, and that's how they make their living. But it was a good one. It's supposedly one of the best ones in Central Texas, probably the best one. It's not going to stop until we stop putting our money into it. Yeah, I know. It was an aborted takeoff here, an aborted launch. Hey, Yvonne. I don't have TV, so I don't. And I wasn't planning to watch the Olympics anyway. And from what I'm hearing, nobody's watching the Olympics this year. This nonsense has got to stop some point, but not anytime soon, I'm afraid. That's kind of great. I love that you're kind of getting into that, Eric. I think that'll lead you in some good directions. You can make some good money on the path you're on. So good for you. I'm happy for you, Eric. That's awesome. Your favorite online cat? How many online cats do you actually know? He's your only he's your only online cat, I guess, huh? Yeah, I gotta admit, I've never really been into the Olympics, even when it wasn't woke. There's nothing now to make me change that position. Yeah, I heard about that about Harley. I was reading that even the like local businesses around the Olympics in Paris were suffering because there was nobody there. Well, unfortunately, there's going to have to be a bunch of companies that do that in order to be a learning experience for everyone else. Thing is, I haven't been a Budweiser fan for a long time. I must have pushed a button wrong here because it's saying it's about to feed the third ad of the live stream here, and we're not even 20 minutes into it here, so that's crazy. Usually, I get an ad every about 30 minutes, and that's what I'm shooting for. I must have pushed the wrong button. I aborted that one. Unfortunately, the ads are kind of what make the money that I do. So I have kind of a love hate relationship with them. But I hate it when I have to pull up one of my own videos and have to watch an ad to get to it. And you'd think I'd just be smarter about that because I got every one of them on the computer over there. I could just pull them up and watch them there. But yeah, when you're already in trouble though, you don't want to be you know going against your customer base. That's just not a good idea. But I guess there's a whole bunch of companies out there that think that they're smarter than everyone else. Oh, that won't happen to us. Our customers love us too much. Yeah, I know. Every time you see Kamala Harris ads, remember that she worked next to Joe Biden the entire time. She knew how far gone he was, and she was out there telling everyone he was sharp as a tack and on top of things and all that. She was lying to us the whole time. And the problem is, if you give them $5, that doesn't stop there. Now you're on the sucker list, and you're going to get asked for more money and more money and more money. And every couple of days, you get, oh, we need more money to fight the evil Republicans. Saw a quote from her yesterday that said that if, when she gets elected on day one, she's going to create more jobs. I'm thinking, you're vice president, do it now. Then you have something to run on. Yeah, you're right. Her policies are his policies. When I read that, it makes me think back to that movie, Wag the Dog. Did anyone ever see that? Where they were trying to divert away from a sex scandal, and right at the beginning, they hired some Hollywood producer to try and script the president through the next election, and 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 this producer is watching a news conference with a press spokesman talking to the media, and the producer says, how close are you to this? And it's like, what? And the one of the government representatives says, what do you want him to say? And the producer says, tell him to say this. And he gets on the phone and says, tell the spokesman to say this. And a couple seconds later, you hear him say that on TV. Yeah, that's what I see with Kamala and Joe. Although I think Obama's in the background there too. Yeah, De Niro is De Niro and uh, Anne Heche and um, Dustin Hoffman. Willie Nelson's in it. It's a good movie. It's a funny movie. Basic story of it is it's like 10 days out of an election, and the uh, the president gets entangled in a sex scandal, and they hire these producers to engineer their way through the next election. They figure the only way to do that is to start a war, and so they engineer this war. And yeah, it's a great movie. It's really really funny, and it was great timing because it was at the same time it was happening. Bill Clinton was in the middle of the whole Monica Lewinsky thing and bombing Iraq to divert attention. Meatloaf, I love meatloaf. You go back into my recipe vlogs, you'll see I've made a couple of meatloafs. Yeah, I usually grill on my days off, and today will probably be no different. Can't believe it. We're this far in the live stream and Bite's still with us. He's usually retreated to his room by now. I guess we got to reward him for his loyalty with some kitty treats. What am I having for lunch? Probably not having lunch. It's weird. I usually only eat 2 meals a day. It's usually breakfast and lunch on work days and breakfast and dinner on weekends. So next meal I'll have will be, 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock tonight. As for when I'm going to do another cooking vlog or another food vlog, those are generally just things I just figure out. It's like, what am I going to do today? Let's do a cooking vlog. Let's do a restaurant vlog. So that could happen anytime. I had a breakfast burrito for this morning. I sometimes make myself omelets. Probably eating way too many eggs, but hey, whatever. Ah. Good morning, Dot. How are you? Hey, Darth. Boy, you got both Darth and Dot here today. Great. I don't know. Rhonda said on Facebook that she was going to be here, so we'll see. I suppose it's possible she got called in, but she also seems to be the kind of person that will say no from time to time. So there is that place in downtown that I've been thinking about going that somebody recommended. And ironically, there's a fast food place around here called Taco Casa. I guess it's sort of a competitor for like Taco Bell or something like that. And one of the other lead who happens to also come from Disneyland and now is working here in Waco. Has discovered that place, and she just absolutely loves the place. Says it's way better than Taco Bell, and she can't wait for Taco Casa all the time. So I might have to go visit that at some point too. Well, it's possible, but she lived in California too, and I think she'd know Del Taco. There isn't a Del Taco here. I actually like Del Taco, but I don't know. I'll make a judgment when I go there and look at the place. I know where it is, so we'll give it a shot. I guess there's two of them in the area now. Because there was this place, this restaurant that closed. It used to be called Zoe's. It was on Valley Mills, right off the 35 freeway, and it's turned into a Taco Casa now. They went under. The Zoe's went under about a year ago. I'd meant to go there at some point. It looked interesting, but didn't get there in time. I guess maybe if I'd gone, they'd still be in business, huh? Oh, always a possibility for another pizza vlog. Pizza vlogs are my favorite. Got caught in the rain, huh? Is it raining there? Is that remnants of the hurricane? Let's see what's going on here. Oh yeah, I see it. 'Cause you're right on Lake Ontario, aren't you? Yeah, it's sort of the Lake Ontario area. So yeah, got a little bit of rain blowing through. I don't think that's remnants of the hurricane, though, is it? I'm reading this right. That's moved offshore. You got flooding. Yeah, we had a little rain come through here a couple of days ago. Um, apparently, it really rained at work. We apparently got a little rain here, but uh, I was hoping to see a lot more on the rain gauge. The rain gauge showed about a third of an inch. Filled up my rain barrel, so that's good. I don't know. I could probably take down the pool anytime. It might just be something I do gradually. No matter what I do, the old thing's got to come down because the old thing's got to go. It's got to be replaced. So even if I replace it, if I remove it, and honestly, I'll admit I'm leaning more towards removing it right now. In fact, I had a kind of an interesting inspiration for maybe the future of the backyard. I'm maybe thinking about pulling out all the grass back there and creating like more like individual beds. You know how I got like a couple raised beds like there where I got the uh, hydrangeas in the back and on the side of the patio cover, how I got like raised beds with plants in it. I'm thinking about putting little islands like that all over in the backyard. And then like there'll be little paths between them. So, and I thought that might be kind of cool. That'd be a very long term uh, project, but might be kind of fun to do. Work is going well. I'm still got a lot to learn, but it's really great to be in a company where they appreciate you. It just makes me want to work, harder and give them 100% because, you don't get that everywhere. Yeah, motorcycles got to be like the worst thing to ride in the rain. Yeah, that's true. We're talking Canadian rain. I mean, you may think that, oh, rain, but I'm thinking like Texas rain. Texas rain is generally pretty warm, but yeah, I can imagine you could be pretty cold in Canadian rain. Yeah, acid rain's got to kind of be not a lot of fun either. And I would guess between it, make you given a choice between warm rain, cold rain, or acid rain. I guess I'd probably choose the warm rain. Yeah, I love rainstorms like that. Unfortunately, the weather forecast in Waco doesn't show anything like that for like the next 2 weeks. And I think tomorrow we're going to dip below triple digits, and then it's back up into triple digits for like the next 10 days or something like that. So the girls are race fans, huh? What are track rocks? Those rocks that you found at the racetrack? Thanks, Dorothy. I didn't, the live stream last week was just a last minute thought. I originally had canceled it because of the Comic Con. Then at the last minute, I woke up that morning. And I said, um, I'm just going to put it on the rock collection and let people watch. So I'm glad you liked it. Okay, they found him in the track. Okay, hope they weren't on the track while the race was going on. Motorcycle races. Okay. Yeah, I was out shooting the Comic Con that you saw a couple days later. Took a little longer than expected to get it uploaded and edited, so that's why it didn't come up until Tuesday. But also, I'm kind of doing things a little bit because from time to time, if I do get like multiple videos, put up, and I'm just putting them up one a day. If you get 5 videos, you're gonna get 5 videos in a day, and then it's gonna be done. I want to spread them out a little bit. So if I get more videos, I'm not going to put them out every day. I'll go back to the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday thing. And so, if I shoot a video today, for instance, it wouldn't go live until Tuesday. If I shot a video today and tomorrow, they'd go live on Tuesday and next Thursday, just to kind of spread them out a little bit. Yeah, that's sort of what I'm doing a little bit, Rhonda. I think that video was up in time to go live on Monday at noon, but it didn't go live until Tuesday at noon. Just kind of a little peek behind the curtains how things go on here in these live streams and doing a vlog and all that. Thanks for stopping in, Tracy. Good talking to you. It would be fun to see, Rhonda. You could put it up on the Facebook page. No, I'm going to probably go to the rock shop today. Normally, this is my off week, and last week would have been my day to the shop, but I went to the Comic Con instead, so that kind of interfered with that. And normally, I'd wait till next week because next week is payday, but I guess they're going to be closed next week and the week after, so they can go out and buy new stuff. So I don't know. We'll probably stop by today after the live stream, see if they got anything good. I halfway thought about waiting for 3 weeks and just saving up my money so that when they bring something great back, that I can be ready for it. I've been thinking about doing another vlog over at the rock place. The girls found a rock that's layers of paint. That's awesome. Especially if it's layers of different color paint, then what you do is you cut it in half, and it looks really cool. What's a Kyber crystal? I gotta look that up now here. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I should have picked up on that. It's a Star Wars thing. I should have picked up on that. Yeah, I'm so ashamed. I'm sorry, Darth. Yeah, like I said, I'd cut it in half. It'd look pretty cool if it was different color paint. I think the problem is they didn't really talk about them that much in the first Star Wars movies. And I got to admit, the first three are the only ones I like. Episodes four, five, and six. One, two, and three aren't very good, and I can't stand the Disney ones. Oh, it's not that far. It's just into downtown. Have you ever seen any of the videos I've done? On at the city hall. When I did like the Jesse Washington video, the commemoration of his uh, national marker. That's about 10 or 12 blocks up from where the rock shop is. Yeah, me too, Gene. And even then, it was like I've seen them all 100 million jillion times. So I mean, I can't tell you the last time I actually pulled one of them out and watched them. And also, I gotta contend with the fact that Lucas started fiddling with the movies, so they aren't even the movies I remember. He's added new features and new scenes and stuff to it. It's like I wish we could just get Star Wars Classic. I got rid of all my laser discs a while ago, but one of the main reasons I kept the Star Wars movies is because they are the original, unedited, unaltered versions of the movie. Well, I appreciate that, Rhonda. I know Jordan used to do the same thing when he and I would go out and do a vlog, and weren't going to bring Jaw along, as he'd just put the TV on for him, and he'd usually put on his own vlogs. Yeah, but do you have them on Laserdisc? Let me go show you these. Hang on a second. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so there's the original Star Wars on Laserdisc. And so, I got rid of most of my Star Wars, or most of my movies on Laserdisc years and years ago. In fact, you remember Robo Lights that Jordan took us to a couple times? The guy that had all those fluorescent robots in his backyard and all sorts of lights and stuff like that. I actually gave most of my Laserdisc to him, so I figured the Laserdisc would show up in his attractions sometime. But I kept these, and there's Jedi. That's a good one, and of course Empire. So those are all classic, and like I said, I keep those because those are before Lucas started uh, messing with things, re-editing scenes, adding new effects. It's like, dude, please. I know you think it's your movie, but it's our movie too. Yes, yeah, I've never even seen any of the movies with Baby Yoda in it. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Darth. It's the uncut theater release. And I like the fact that it's basically the highest quality video you can get of the original movie because anything else is going to be in like videotape or something like that. One of these days, I got to get another Laserdisc player just so I can watch the original movies again. I mean, yes, I got them on DVD, but yeah, well, that's it, Rhonda. In fact, I don't have a problem with Lucas editing his movies, but make both versions available. I mean, you might get some people to buy them both. I don't know. Someday, though, George Lucas is going to get old and he's going to want some more money, so he'll probably release Star Wars Classic or something like that. It'll probably come out at some point. Yep, yep, that's my vodka. Yeah, I do too, right here. Yeah, I have a decent size big screen TV, and it's a widescreen TV. I was wondering what vodka drinks Martha's were. I don't remember how big mine is, but yeah, it's a decent one. I mean, it's that one right there. It's big enough for me. It's big enough for this room. Yeah, I don't doubt it. I mean, I doubt very many people make them anymore. And I mean, I went through a couple of them in the time I had them because I mean, you know, these discs are spinning 30 times a second in order to to work. And these things are big. These things are like the size of vinyl albums. So yeah, ever wonder what the live stream looks like? That's what I'm seeing right now. Yeah, that's my setting right now. You're looking at the whole world here. This is what I look at when I'm looking at a live stream. But yeah, that's my Empire Strikes Back disc. I used to have a pretty healthy collection, probably a couple hundred of those things. Yeah, it's a big DVD, Logan. I know. Look at the lights. Ooh, the lights. I tried selling my laser discs at one point, and I was looking online, and people were selling them, and they just weren't. Nobody was buying them. And then I started getting to the point where it's talking about moving, and it's like, geez, do I want to really move like 5 crates of laser discs when I don't even watch them anymore? Yeah, I bought all those. I was way into that because that was the high tech video thing before DVD came in. Hey Jeff, they had their moments. I mean, Laserdisc were actually around for quite a while because I remember the first time I ever saw one uh, in the in the 70s. There were a series of disaster movies that were made, and there were 3 of them that revolved around problems with airplanes. It was the Airport series, and I think Airport 79 was set on a Concorde. And that was the first time I ever saw a laser disc. Somebody put a laser disc in a player on the airplane and played a video. And that was the first time I saw it. And that was like I said, it was Airport 79. So it must have been, what, 1979, something like that. And then, they stayed basically until DVD came out. So they were never really big. It was always kind of a niche market, but it went from about the 70s to about the mid 90s. Because DVD came out. See, I went to Warner Brothers from DMI in '97, and one of the things that made me attracted to Warner Brothers was part of the team that invented the DVD, and I wanted to be a part of that. And so it was just before that the DVD started coming out. So I would say 95, 96, something like that. So that's a 15-year run for Laserdiscs, and it was great. There was a store about 5 miles from where I lived in California at the time that sold laser discs. So they were like a record store that focused just on laser discs. All right, we got Jeff for 20 minutes. Woo! I never had as much fun at Warner Brothers as I did at DMI. Warner Brothers was just a business. Yes, I made more money. I was in, it was a job at Warner Brothers that enabled me to buy my house in California, and that basically put me on the track to, being in the position I am now because it was the money from that house that allowed me to do what I did here. So, it was a good company. I didn't hate working for it. It wasn't as much fun as working at DMI. The neat thing about DMI was the management was so R&D oriented. So, we got to do all sorts of strange things, all sorts of new things. One of the big things, like in the 70s for records, was what they called direct to disc, where rather than recording it onto a tape, they'd record right to the stylus of the vinyl master. So you avoided all the noise that came with the tape phase and went right to records. And that was a big thing with classical. It was a big thing with jazz back in the 70s and 80s and early 80s. But I'm the only person in the world that's ever done it with a CD. And I did it twice. And that was something that we did there. It was really, really kind of exciting. And that was all a big part of the fact that this company just loved trying something new. You've been on the Warner Brothers. I don't think I've ever been to Warner Brothers backlot. I've been to Universal Studios in Hollywood a bunch of times, and in the actually invited into the backlot area where, like, people don't usually go. Once I told that story. That was the time I went and saw Jurassic Park uh, at Universal Studios in the backlot before it was even released. Well, unfortunately, a lot of the times when you have multiple formats that come out on things, sometimes the better format doesn't make it. Beta was a far superior video quality, but it didn't have the amount of time. You couldn't record for as long on that as you could for VHS, because VHS was 2 hours, and then they had the low speed and the extra low speed to let you record up to 6 hours on it. And what was beta, 30 minutes or something like that? Yeah, he is a little bit of a weirdo. The more I learn about Elon Musk, the more I like him. He cracks me up. He's exactly the kind of billionaire I would be, kind of a weird, eccentric person. Yeah, I threw away most of my VHS tapes. I didn't buy a whole lot of them. It was mostly stuff I recorded at home. For a while there, I recorded every episode of The Simpsons, but The Simpsons just kind of, I don't know, they aren't funny anymore. So I really enjoyed Stephen King for a while, but I got out of reading fiction for a long time ago, and so I haven't gotten a new Stephen King book in a long time. And as it turns out, for a while there, family and friends would still get me like Stephen King books for my birthday and Christmas and stuff like that. And the truth is, I've had some of them I haven't read. Yeah, that's what I kind of look at too, John. The movies I have, they're all my favorite movies, and I like the fact that I have them all in a physical format. So in the event that there is, the internets are out or something like that, I'm not without entertainment. I'm the same way with my CDs. I can fall back on that. I got my CD collection if I ever need it. Yeah, I like a lot of Stephen King's early movie books. You know, Carrie is awesome. Cujo's great. Christine's great. Um, you know, what else is there early on? Stand by Me is great, although that was called The Body. My favorite all time is The Stand. Yeah, see, that's the way I look at it too, Jeff. Is it's a backup in case you know the internet is down or something like that. You have Cujo on the bed right now, and then there's a whole bunch of them that were great, great books that I don't think survived the trip to the movies. You know, The Shining is a good example. The movie, I don't know, I'm not into it. Tommy Knockers was another one that had the potential to be one of my favorite Stephen King books, but or at least one of the best ones I thought. And the movie didn't do it justice. And I love the original miniseries version of The Stand. It was on the air 20 years ago with what Molly Ringwald and Ray Walston and Gary Sinise. Matt Frewer. Shawshank Redemption is a great movie, and a great book. I also like The Green Mile. Those are both great books and great movies. Yeah, I decided to pull out an old vintage Jordan shirt. Not a lot of people got that one, I think. Yeah, I generally avoid remakes. There are exceptions though. I think one of my favorite of the zombie movies was Dawn of the Dead. That was the one that was set in the mall, and and I thought that one was really good. And there was a remake of that I thought was way scarier. And it was more humorous too. I thought. Yeah, see, I like the. I mean, the book, The Firestarter, was pretty good. The movie was okay. I have a copy of it. I haven't watched it a bunch of times. I think it was called From Dusk Till Dawn or something like that. Or is that the movie? Maybe that's that Quentin Tarantino movie. Yeah, Misery. The book was good. The book was great. The movie was pretty good. Although it's one that I never picked up a copy of. Pet Cemetery is a great book. Horrible movie. And it's too bad too because Fred Gwynne was in it. And I used to have such a crush on Denise Crosby when she was in Star Trek: The Next Generation. But as time went by and I saw her in other things, I just realized she's just a horrible actress. She's completely unbelievable in just about anything she does. And she didn't last long on Star Trek: The Next Generation. They replaced her after the first season. And she was in Miracle Mile, and she was horrible in that. She was in the original Pet Cemetery with Fred Gwynne, and she was horrible in that. No, I didn't think she wasn't. Yeah, she was a very attractive woman, but well, is a very attractive woman, but she's just not a good actress. She seems forced and unrealistic. I really love the movie Miracle Mile, but she's the kind of the part of it that's like, you could have done better. And I kind of like Tangerine Dream, the band, at the time, but I would not have scored Miracle Mile with Tangerine Dream. That just, I don't know, that didn't do it. No, Kamala Harris is a horrible actress too. Come on, Kamala Harris is going to be a bad president. Everybody can see that. And you got to be concerned about this because if it gets too bad, you're going to have 300 million Americans fleeing America for Canada because they ain't going to go to Mexico. You know that. And even the ones that love communism aren't going to go to North Korea or Venezuela, Cuba. I don't think I've ever seen anything he's in, Rhonda. Well, the Laserdisc didn't really have the programming features. Yeah, sometimes they'll have a movie trailer, but you got to remember with these discs, one disc, it's about depending on how it's configured, there's two types of ways the disc work. It's what they call constant angular velocity and constant linear velocity. Constant angular velocity means it rotates a certain number of times a second. Constant angular velocity means if you took the string of pits and spread it out into a straight line, that it crosses the same amount of distance, over time. So if it travels 1 meter a second, then it travels 1 meter a second at the beginning. It travels 1 meter a second at the end. So when the disk is at the inside diameter of it, it's spinning very fast. But as it goes out, the circumference increases and the disk slows down. And in the constant linear velocity mode, you got about an hour on a side. Constant angular velocity, you got about 30 minutes on a side. So that was one of the things I think that made these things not as popular as they could be, is you had to stop in the middle to flip the disc over. The advantage of Laserdisc was it was significantly, it was like 40% better quality video, and it had the ability of digital audio, which, so the sound was amazing. So it was a great video. It was the DVD before DVD, but it didn't have anywhere near the functionality that you have with DVDs and Blu-rays and that kind of stuff now. Because there's really not that much difference between a DVD video and like a DVD data. It's a data disc. Yeah, there's still a lot of people like vinyl here. That's true. There were also not recordable laser discs. A lot of bands are, releasing their stuff on vinyl these days. I was a really early adopter of CDs, so I never had a whole lot of vinyl. I definitely pressed the wrong button when started this live stream today. It's like throwing up warnings. It's going to put an ad up every like 5 minutes. Like, come on, man, it's getting crazy. Yeah, that's part of it. DVDs compress the video in a format called MPEG-2, and that allows them to put a lot of data in a very small amount of area. And then, of course, the pits are a quarter of the size. The pits are about a quarter of the distance apart from each other, so the data is packed on there a lot more. And also with DVDs, there's multiple layers, so you'll play from the inside to the outside of the first layer, and then it'll refocus on the second layer and continue on. And so that allows you to go like 4 hours in a movie. Yeah, I remember 78 records. I also remember playing my 33 and a third records in 78 and laughing at them. No, Laserdisc, it was a little pricey. It was kind of a high end thing. If you really wanted high quality video, you went with the Laserdiscs. And, if you were happy with the quality you got with a videotape, you went with that. But with Laserdiscs, like I said, it was 40% better quality. It was digital audio. And it basically was moderately successful. It just, it was a kind of a high end thing, and only a few people really bought into it for that reason. And then it basically got replaced by DVD. I still have the most rare laser disc I bought. Let me show you that one. That's also one that I said I'm not going to sell. I waited too long, spent too much money to get that one. this particular one, I knew it existed for a long time and wanted to have a copy of it, but took me forever to find one. And that's the original Eraserhead. And that one's kind of cool because this is probably one of the oldest laser discs that there are, because this was one of the first laser discs that was made. And it was made in like 1978, I believe, is when it was released. Let's see if I can tell here if there's like a copyright date on it. No, I don't see it, but that's a classic, and I definitely kept that one. Yeah, I remember the plastic records that came in Mad Magazine. So I remember them like they'd put them on the side of cereal boxes too. No, I don't have a working Laserdisc player anymore. It is, yeah, because this has been on my must-have list for a long time. I knew it was out there. So yeah, pristine condition. One of the problems you ran into with laser discs was something called laser rot, but no laser rot on this one. This one's good to go. I do have one disc that actually did laser rot out. I couldn't watch it at the end. Get the sleeve out now here. There it is. So, yeah, that's one of my prized possessions. Original laser disc of Eraserhead. I have it on DVD now. No, they determined that the cause of the laser disc was the bonding material that they used to glue the two halves together. There wasn't there wasn't any bonding material on CDs, so anything with a laser disc or with a CD was something else. Yeah, yeah, I think it just put an ad in. Plants in the front yard are doing really well. Stuff in the backyard is doing really well. Tomatoes are going to town. Uh, Not much of anything happening with the strawberries. Yeah, what was happening with the laser rod on laser discs? There's two halves of the disc that are glued together, and what was happening is the glue was kind of sprayed onto to the backside of the disc, and then they were pushed together. Well, the glue kind of tended to come out of the spray gun in clumps, and those clumps would then get pressed together, and it would damage the protective coating that was protecting the disc or the pits and the aluminum from the outside world, and it would get in there and it would contaminate the metal and the metal would begin to oxidize, and the disc became useless. Well, I mean, I'll admit okra was one of the most successful crops I've ever had in the yard, but I'm not enough of a fan of okra where I needed that much of it. And the truth is, I had what 8 plants out there that at the end were 7 or 8 feet tall, and they were producing 3 okra each every day. And so it's just so much of it. I've still got okra in the freezer from that. Haven't seen Flash in a couple of days, but she was fine last time I saw her. I tend to see her late in the afternoon. Uh, she's definitely adapted to the heat here, and she basically just finds some place to cool to kind of chill out during the day, and then early evening, 7 or 8 o'clock, when the heat is starting to drop, that's when you'll see her out and about. What is one movie people would laugh at if I said I loved it? I don't know because I can't think of any movies that I have in my collection that I'm embarrassed to have. I thought about getting Flash a boyfriend, but um, kind of some of the stuff I've read has said that I might regret doing it because if you get baby turtles, you're going to get a lot of them, and then you got to figure out what you're going to do with them. In Care Bear movies, yeah, never saw the Care Bear movies, let alone got a copy of one. Never saw never saw Jersey Shore either. That had no interest to me. Bad News Bears, the remake. I'd buy the original Bad News Bears. That was a great movie. I never saw the remake. Never saw the Mighty Ducks either. There's a couple movies that I have that are so strange that I don't watch them very much. Human Centipede comes to mind, but I'm still not embarrassed by them. It's you got to be in the mood for that. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That's a great movie. Classic. I like a lot of those uh, kind of coming of age movies. So I like Animal House and Fast Times and um, Dazed and Confused and Super Bad if you're into that. I like some of the Ernest movies. There were a couple. They were kind of silly, but I like Ernest Saves Christmas. That was a good movie. Car Wash. That was a good movie. I don't have that in my collection, but I remember that. That was a good one. Spinal Tap, awesome movie. Jordan got my copy of Spinal Tap autographed when he went to a Comic Con a number of years ago, and Harry Shearer was there. Pee Wee's Big Adventure, yeah, that's a good one. Used Cars, that was a good movie. I never picked up a copy of that, but I remember that. Meow, meow. I guess I forgot that Kurt Russell was in that, but yeah, I know. It reminds you of a bunch of great movies. Never saw Sugarland Express. Yeah, I mean, I've seen Grease a couple times, especially when it first came out, but not really into it. See you, Gene. Thanks for stopping in. I think Sugarland Express probably came out about the time I stopped really watching movies. I was a big movie watcher there for a while. I'd go see, two, three, four movies a week, and I'd have seen just about everything. But meow, come on up. I don't think I have any Charles Bronson movies. I got a Dirty Harry box set. That's the closest. Xanadu. I remember that movie, but I think I only watched it. Yeah, I liked him in Death Wish. He was great in that. And I never really was that much of a Western fan in terms of Clint Eastwood, but I liked him in Dirty Harry, and he was great in Back to the Future 3. Didn't really look like him though. I don't think Xandax and Xanadu are the same thing, though. I gotta come to think of it. I don't think I have any Clint Eastwood westerns. I never saw a lot of John Wayne movies either. Richard Keels and Pale Rider, didn't know that. What we need to do is get you to be allergic to allergies. Maybe that's the way to go here. Hey, VNA, long time. Well, I thought Birth Lancaster was much funnier. I halfway thought about wearing that shirt today too, VNA. I got one of those. I'm scared there's t-shirts out there with my face on it. I think Boo is just waiting for Bite to show up. Bite meet Boo. Boo meet Bite. Yeah, they are really comfortable shirts. I don't have a Don't Mess with Texas tee. That's amazing. The girls style their t-shirts. They must have outgrown them though by now, right? Yeah, Jordan made it a point to hook me up with a few of the t-shirts he made. Nibbles is fine. She's just in her room chilling. She does that a lot. She's out and about sometimes at night when I'm watching TV, and she kind of has the run of the house at night. But for the most part, she stays in her room during the day. Well, that's what this is inspired by, because Jordan had just been to the Tintin Museum, and so yes, that this shirt is definitely inspired by Tintin. In fact, when Jordan went to the Tintin Museum, whenever he did some of his international travels, he'd bring me back a souvenir of something. Sometimes it was T-shirts, and and stuff like that. So other times it was just some souvenir. And he brought me this little Tintin keychain thing that I still have. What is my favorite vlog of mine or of Jordan's? No, I gotta say I've never heard of that, whoever that is or whatever that is. Yes, I am a fan of Jordan's music, and I've gotten to see him play a bunch of times. In fact, that's a Candyland Riots poster, Candyland Riots poster over here from from originals, of the concerts he used to do. I got videos of probably 7 or 8 of them. And I always thought Jordan had a great voice. He's definitely inspired by like Billy Corgan and the likes. Okay, my vlogs. Let's see. Um, I don't know. I'd have to go back and think about that. What are your favorites? That's a good topic for conversation. What are your favorites of the vlogs I do? Listen to my fans here. Do more like that. And I don't mean categories like, oh, I like your cooking vlogs. Oh, I like your hiking vlogs. Oh, I like your filming locations. I mean specific vlogs. Watching grass grow. Okay, that was a good one. I mean, I think I'm still amazed that I managed to get into the jail cell that Lee Harvey Oswald was in. And that's one of my most popular vlogs. Ironically, the one where I retraces Oswald's steps from the Texas Book Depository to the movie theater where he's arrested. That's my number one video ever. Yeah, see, you're not following instructions. I said no, not cooking vlogs. I mean specific ones. If you like a cooking vlog, what was your favorite cooking vlog? If you like the history and that kind of stuff, which one specifically? Oh, that's a cop out, John. You don't like them all. I mean, sometimes you get a point to him and say, "Yeah, he really mailed that one in." See, that was why I stopped doing so many, 3 videos a week, is it felt like I was mailing some of them in. I wanted to only do things, uh, if I thought I had something worth doing. If that means just one video a week, then that's what it means. The ribs in the Instant Pot were really, really good. Okay, the ones about the Waco suspension bridge. I love having that thing here. Anytime I'm down there, I want to I want to go visit that, go walk across it. There were actually 3 ice cream videos, I think, because I think I did vanilla ice cream, chocolate ice cream, and peach ice cream. The peach ice cream was amazing. That was so good it should have been illegal. And the fact that there's so much history associated with that bridge, I mean, it's been here for what 150 years or something. It was the first crossing or the first bridge to span the Brazos. It was a big part of making Waco Waco because they were moving cattle across there. Yeah, it was a good peach season though. I'm getting really, really yummy peaches right now. Eat a burger vlog, huh? I don't know. There's a place I've been meaning to go down by the traffic circle called the Health Club. It's been here for forever, and people say that it has really good burgers. So there are a few restaurants around here that I think I want to hit at some point. It'd be kind of like what I did with Church's Chicken and what was the other one when I did the A/B comparison. Well, there's two Mexican places I want to do. I want to do that Taco Casa place, and that's sort of a fast food place. But then there's that place downtown I've been meaning to do. It's actually a sit down restaurant called Hecho in Waco that I've heard a lot of good things about. Now I want to find a good Mexican place because so far a lot of the stuff I've been seeing Mexican wise, that's the one real disappointment that I've got with Texas is I haven't really found good Mexican food. It's a lot of it's Tex-Mex, and I'm not into that. No, nothing on the cabinets yet, but that's something that can be done whenever. Yeah, not into the Tex-Mex. I'm more, see, I grew up in California, and so we had really good, authentic Mexican food. And I haven't found a really good, authentic Mexican food place, but this Hecho and Waco place is supposed to be pretty good. And that's coming from a friend of mine who's a Mexican. So tacos and waffles. I don't know. That doesn't do it for me. I don't think. Yeah. Oh, there are absolutely authentic Mexicans here in Texas. There's a lot of them, but for some reason they bought into this Tex-Mex thing. I visited Mexico when I was a kid. I probably wouldn't go these days. It's too dangerous down there. The drug cartels are in charge. There's so many great things to see here in America, though. So, yeah, I love street tacos. Well, it isn't necessary. No, it isn't really hotter. I haven't found it to be hotter. It's kind of a blending of Mexican and Texas styles. So you'll get, instead of getting refried beans, you'll get chili. It's like, what? No, doesn't do it for me. I do like hot and spicy. That's true. Yeah, it's the salsa, the salsas, and the. Although sometimes there are ingredients that go into them. They'll sometimes put jalapenos in stuff that are really spice it up. But I got my hot sauce collection, so we're I'm very very capable of spicing things up. Yeah, it ain't good unless you're breathing fire at the end. And you remember I'm the guy who ate a pickled habanero pepper on a live stream a couple years ago. So yeah, me too, Vina. No, I'm still figuring that one out. I do want to do it. I think it'll be a great vlog, and I'm especially interested now after they've had that weird geyser explosion over there. What a good accident, Rhonda. Yeah, I really want to see Yellowstone again. Not gloves, tongs. Yeah, I drink tequila from time to time. Usually, not usually straight up. It's usually more in the form of, uh, with margaritas or something. Tetons would be fun to visit too. And that may be future visits. You know, a lot of what inspired this desire to go to Yellowstone was when I was a kid. My family, when we went on summer vacations, every year we'd go to a national park, and so I visited so many of the national parks in the country, and oh, I'd love to go see them again. We went to Carlsbad Caverns when I was a kid, and so I was really excited when I drove home from California last time that I was going to stop there. And I hit a few of the things there that were really good because I really enjoyed Meteor Crater. That was a lot of fun. Petrified Forest was a lot of fun. Yeah, I've been. In fact, the funny thing is, I've been using one of the hot sauces a lot lately. I'll go get it. Show you that one here. I had it for breakfast this morning, so it's still out on the table. That's the one I've been eating lately. That one's really good. I guess it's a garlic, it's a bacon garlic reaper pepper. So that one's really good. Kind of smoky flavor, got a nice burn to it. Seems like when you drink, you tell people you love them, huh? Yeah, I've been to Glacier National Park too. Yeah, and this one, let's see, they sometimes rate themselves. And see what I was doing when I was looking for ones, I was looking for the ones that rated themselves the hottest. Okay, and they're calling this, yeah, see, they're calling this one the heat level 10 of 10. They say fierce flavor, wicked heat. So yeah, that's a good one. No, it's not almost empty. It's down to about here. But I've been eating that on like breakfast burritos lately. It's really good. Yeah, I got a couple of Bucky's hot sauces too. No, I won't be mad if you go to Disneyland or Disney World, Logan. It's okay. It's a fun place. They're just kind of mean to their employees sometimes. Oh yeah, this stuff's great on eggs. Yummy, yummy. Wicked provisions. Definitely a keeper. I don't remember where I got that, but that's okay. And ignore the guy with the beard wearing the fairy costume. She wants to go to Florida. Florida's a pretty place. I've been to Florida. Well, I think that's probably why I'm more tolerant to hot stuff now than I used to be, John, is because I've burned off my taste buds. Because I've always really liked things with like really extreme flavors. Not a hummus fan. Doesn't do it for me. Learning to make corn nuts in the air fryer. Interesting. Every time I see the people talking about hummus, I keep thinking it's people saying, I eat humans. Yeah, I don't really have a problem with the heat and humidity. I kind of just stay inside, uh, when it's really hot out. Like right now, it's really hot out. So yeah, I'll go out and but I'm basically going from the air conditioning in the car to the air conditioning in whatever building it is. I don't want to hang out and be outside in this. And that was a big factor too. When I moved here, I said to myself, that's the one rule for the job. I'm not going to work outside anymore. I love doing it at Disney. It was great being outside a lot. And in Parades, you were outside a lot. Yeah, let's see. Does it tell me on the here what the temperature is? It says 95 here right now. I think tomorrow we're supposed to dip into the 2 digits for the first time in a while, and then we're going back up to 3 digits for the next week or 10 days. Yeah, I'm hoping that when I go to the rock shop, they have something good. Sometimes the reason they go shopping is because they don't have anything good anymore. So we'll have to see. If not, I'm sure they'll understand if I don't buy anything this time and just tell them I'm going to save up for what they bring back. They jokingly refer to them, refer to me. They have a bunch of customers like me who are like repeat customers, but apparently they like me a lot. They say to other people when I'm in there that I pay their electric bill. They already do that, Gene. They tell me all the time that we found something that we immediately thought of you. Do I have the raccoon poop one? No, I don't have any raccoon poop. There's not so far as I know. Well, if I were going to do, I wouldn't do an indoor pool spa. But I've considered the possibility of maybe doing that. In fact, I was talking a little bit earlier about how I've been thinking about uh, doing some major changes in the backyard where I kind of, take out the lawn for the most part and and putting like little islands with different planting beds in it. And I suppose one of those little planter beds could hold like a jacuzzi or something like that. Yeah, I don't know if they know what a Kuiper crystal is. No, I don't think I'd put her doing enclosed anything. I posted something on the Facebook page regarding the pool project, huh? Okay, I'll take a look at that afterwards. I got to figure out what I did this time on the setting up the live stream. The ads are just crazy. They're coming in like every 10 minutes. I've aborted most of them. I usually like um, one to pop up every 30 minutes or so, but they're coming up like every 10 minutes. Yeah, I would go back to Silo Screams. In fact, I ran into John Guthrie at the Comic Con last weekend. We talked about that a little bit. I told him how I was a little surprised I didn't see him there. You didn't have a booth. He said, yeah, he didn't do one this year, but he's kind of regretting it because now people are walking around there, asking him, hey, is Silo Screams go under or something like that? No, nothing like that. They just didn't do it this year. Okay, if that was a Kamala Harris ad, I do not support that. Yeah, look on the bright side, John. They'll be over in a couple of months. Looks like Rhonda and the girls are checking out. Goodbye, Rhonda. Goodbye, Charlotte. Goodbye, Logan. They realize I just hit the 2 hour mark and they're saying, that's it, abandoning the sinking ship. We'll go for another minute or two, see if anything interesting pops up, and otherwise we'll stop this one. Work's going well. Really happy there. It's hard work. I'm, running all day. Last couple of days were long days because there were problems we had to deal with. But it's a challenge. I'm appreciated. I like the money I'm getting. So, yeah, I'm very happy with the job. Yeah, usually if I get a text from somebody I don't know asking me personal information, I just block them. Yeah, like Gene says, all you've done now is alerted them that you're there. I don't know. The boss is kind of saying, I should probably take a vacation too. I mean, I think he appreciates the fact that I'm there every day, that I'm never late, that I don't call in, I don't go home sick, halfway through the day. I kind of joke with them and say, "Oh, it's going to be a bad day tomorrow. I'm going to call in sick now." And they say, "Yeah, right." That's the same thing they used to say at me at Disneyland when I said, I got to quit this place and I'm moving to Texas." Yeah, right. They were wrong. Yellowstone, yeah, but the park, not the movie or not the TV show. Another place I'd like to go would be I spent Halloween night one year, probably 20 years ago in Salem, Massachusetts. And that place was on fire on Halloween. That would be a great place to vlog. The House of the Seven Gables is there. This time I'd want to go try and find the the cemetery where the witches are all buried. Maybe go visit Boston, look at some of the history down there. That'd be a great Halloween vlog, though, right? No, I didn't see any spirits. I didn't really do any planning of what I was going to do. So, because I happened to be in Boston for a trade show that I was working at for work at the time. And, I was going to be there because it worked out that they got better airline flight prices if I stayed over the weekend. So I was asked to spend the weekend there and then come back like on Monday. And that was great because one of the people, the general manager's secretary, I was kind of friends with her at the time, and she said, "Yeah, you got to go to Salem." I was like, "Whoa, you're right. I'm absolutely going to go to Salem," and that was amazing. Yeah, the Freedom Trail. A lot of great stuff in Boston. The inspiration for the TV show, the bar in the TV show Cheers, is there, and it has a very serious Cheers theme to it, or at least it did when I was there before. Went in there, had a few beers. That was right on the Common, so Yeah, I mean, a lot of these places you'll go, there'll be a few vlogs out of it. So yeah, no, probably not going to go to Harvard. Too many anti-Semites there. Well, I don't know why anybody would send their kids to an Ivy League school anymore anyway. You don't get anything. You end up, 50, 100, $150,000 in debt. And what do you get for it? We got to get to the point where we start sending kids to trade schools again. Yeah, it's becoming an increasingly worthless piece of paper. Exactly. Well, I think I'm going to pull the plug on this one. I put in my 2 hours this week. Um, so we'll end this one today. Thanks, everyone. I had a great time. This was a fun live stream. Good conversation, good topics. So hopefully we'll continue this again next week. Thanks, everyone. See you. Good night.